To save a falling Mrs. Green, I crashed into a Ferrari while delivering takeout. The aloof and handsome car owner not only didn't ask me for compensation but fell in love with me at first sight. On the eve of our wedding, I accidentally saw him holding the nanny's daughter in his arms, the woman wearing men's pajamas. "Rich, are you going to marry her?" Jack Moore's tone was gentler than ever. "Only by becoming her husband can I sign the organ donation agreement, Wendy. I don't want to see you suffer anymore. If it weren't for that old woman, I would have taken Amy Thompson's liver out long ago, saving all this trouble. She should be grateful for her current life." The woman asked again, "What about the child in her belly?" "Of course, it will be born to be your backup liver." Jack Moore's indifferent words plunged me into an abyss. No wonder he knew my physical condition so well during the prenatal checkup. From beginning to end, this was a huge scam targeting me. But why did the man kneel and beg me to get back together after I left? Holding a tie in my hand, I was about to show it to my soon-to-be husband. In the hallway, just a door away, he was gently kissing the nanny's daughter on the forehead, the two of them incredibly intimate. If I hadn't been too excited to sleep tonight, I would have been kept in the dark until my death. Hearing their reluctant farewell kiss, I quickly covered myself with a blanket, pretending to be fast asleep. After Jack Moore came in, he tucked me in as always. But I felt the chill around me was about to engulf me. Our love story, which began with an accident, was widely circulated in our circle. I accidentally damaged the front end of his sports car and was mentally prepared to deliver takeout for the rest of my life. But he didn't care about his sports car at all and hurriedly picked me up and took me to the hospital. When he heard that I only had a slight concussion, his face suddenly turned cold. I thought he was afraid that I would take the opportunity to extort him, so I quickly explained. "Sir, don't worry, I am also responsible for damaging your car, and I will pay for it." But he waved his hand and asked the doctor to give me another comprehensive examination, at his expense. At that time, I regretted saving Mrs. Green countless times, bringing unwarranted disaster to my already impoverished self. Looking back now, Mrs. Green saved me. Without her, I might have died on the spot, and my liver would have been seamlessly transplanted into Sophia Green's body. No wonder Jack Moore came to see me now and then during my hospitalization, because Sophia Green was also in the hospital at the time. After I was discharged from the hospital, he launched a fierce pursuit of me. At first, I thought this was just another trick from a millionaire playboy and didn't take it seriously. But he sent a bouquet of 99 roses to my apartment downstairs every day, rain or shine. Watching the envious gazes of the people around me, my vanity was greatly satisfied. He even handled my relatives who tried to suck up to me extremely well. Arranging jobs, lending money to buy houses. He was unambiguous. For a time, my father was infinitely glorious, publicizing it widely. Thanks to me tearing up Amy Thompson's college acceptance letter, she would never have met Mr. Lancaster if she hadn't been delivering takeout. The words were harsh, but even I thought so. Who would have thought that everything was for Sophia Green, the woman he loved? I was just a vessel for storing Sophia Green's liver, even the unborn fetus in my womb. Looking at myself in the mirror, I felt nothing but irony. Dressed to the nines only to head towards my death. The white wedding dress perfectly fit my waist, and Jack Moore's eyes flashed with amazement. His hot breath fell on the side of my neck, and he gently kissed my lips. "Wife, you're so beautiful." If it were in the past, I would have responded to him enthusiastically. But T.'s time, the hickey behind his ear was so dazzling. A sneer rose in my heart, and I pushed him away without leaving a trace. I saw this wedding dress on Sophia Green's social media. Hers was more exquisite. Sophia Green, a wedding dress handmade by an Austrian master. I love it so much, and I didn't let the master waste the extra fabric. Photo. JPG, the so-called haute couture was just pieced together from the scraps of Sophia Green's dress. He didn't notice anything unusual about me and was called away by Sophia Green under the guise of familiarizing himself with the wedding process. To put me off guard, she didn't hesitate to pretend to be the nanny's daughter. I was so stupid. Which nanny's daughter would be covered in Chanel, Gucci, and never wear the same thing every day? I turned on the bugging device I had placed in Jack Moore's clothes. Rich, you promised to only take her liver. Why are you preparing such a grand wedding for this country bumpkin? She's just a tool, Wendy, you don't have to worry. This wedding is mainly to expand partnerships for the Stone family. My father values this opportunity very much. Rich, promise me you'll never fall in love with her. Jack Moore kissed her nose and said dotingly, my darling, she's not even worthy of carrying your shoes. How could I ever love her? My fingernails dug into my palms, but I couldn't feel any pain. The special treatment I was so proud of turned out to be not even worthy of carrying her shoes. Since I was going to die anyway, I might as well add some spice to Jack Moore's long-planned wedding. I nestled obediently in Jack Moore's arms, my tone sickeningly sweet. Husband, I like Wendy, I want her to be my bridesmaid. Perhaps in a good mood, Jack Moore deliberately ignored the instantly tearful eyes of Sophia Green due to his grievance. He hardened his heart and said, Wendy, just grant Summer, honey's wish. I took my father's arm and walked step by step towards Jack Moore. Sophia Green reluctant. Auntly held up my wedding dress behind me. The MC smiled and asked the groom to kiss the bride. I took the initiative to wrap my arms around Jack Moore and looked up to kiss his lower lip. He was stunned for a few seconds, then instantly took over, biting my tongue passionately. The atmosphere was instantly ignited, and the guests below burst into enthusiastic applause. My eyes inadvertently swept over Sophia Green, her mouth twitching, her knuckles turning white from the force. Just as I was about to hand her the bouquet, an accident happened. She suddenly pulled a small knife from her sleeve and stabbed it deeply into her palm. Before I could react, she was already wailing and holding up her knife-wielding hand to the crowd, blood spreading instantly, a shocking sight. I quickly looked at Jack Moore next to the MC, and he rushed over in large strides. My father also cursed in frustration, you dead girl, you. Look what you've done. You ruined everything. The surrounding guests exclaimed, and the scene was immediately thrown into chaos. With a bang, she slammed into my stomach with force, and with her other hand, she tore off my wedding dress. Instantly, I fell to the ground naked. A roar rang out beside me, Wendy. A sharp pain immediately came from my abdomen, and a brute force threw me off the wedding stage, black and red blood gushing from under me. My husband picked up the fainting Sophia Green with heartache in his eyes, his movements more careful than ever. Jack Moore wished he could tear me to pieces, roaring angrily, you venomous woman, the love I gave you almost made you forget what you are. You deserve to die. If anything happens to Wendy, your whole family will have to pay for it. Ignoring his new wife lying on the ground in a mess, ignoring the shocking pool of blood, his eyes were only filled with this woman named Sophia Green. Looking at his back, I felt only despair in my heart. I wanted to say something, but I was in so much pain that I couldn't make a sound. The reporters rushed towards me excitedly, like bloodthirsty leeches smelling a living creature, mercilessly taking pictures from every angle. Mrs. Lancaster, why did you hurt your bridesmaid? Is there some personal grudge? Has Mr. Lancaster already changed his heart? Was your love at first sight with Mr. Lancaster also a publicity stunt deliberately orchestrated to marry into the upper class? Please answer us. The overwhelming questions overwhelmed me with pain, and I tried to curl up under the wedding dress stained with blood. I vaguely heard Jack Moore's father's stern voice, security. Get this woman to the hospital, are you waiting for her to make a fool of herself here? When I woke up, the slightly bulging lower abdomen was completely deflated. That's when I realized that people can't cry when they're in extreme pain. The nurse tore off the gauze on my forehead, her tone disdainful. A pheasant still wants to become a phoenix. Mr. Lancaster doesn't even like a vicious woman like you. After saying bah, she turned and walked away without looking back. Jack Moore had always been at the top of the most eligible bachelor list thanks to his handsome appearance and immense wealth. When he announced our wedding, my social media was flooded with insults, forcing me to delete my account. But the photo of him holding Sophia Green was trending on social media, with over 1 million likes and a unanimous chorus of perfect match in the comments section. Someone even photoshopped the picture of me curled up on the ground into a memorial photo, subjecting me to slut-shaming. Since they needed my liver so much, I wouldn't give them what they wanted. 40th floor, falling from there would be enough to cause organ rupture. I moved the stool to the side of the bed step by step, a movement that was effortless before now left me in a cold sweat. Just as I poked my head out, I was rudely dragged back by a large hand behind me, and a crisp slap in. Stanley echoed in the ward. Amy Thompson, you dare to try to kill yourself. You hurt Wendy's hand, and you dare to die so easily. No way. I covered my split lip, looking at my new husband who was glaring at me fiercely. Compared to the pain of the miscarriage, this little injury was insignificant to me. My heart was already filled with despair, and I stared blankly at the heartless man in front of me. Oh, Jack Moore, who exactly is your wife? It wouldn't be Sophia Green, would it? Wasn't the dead child in my womb killed by you? He looked at my ashen face, and finally, there was some ripple in his expression, and his tone unconsciously lowered. If you hadn't stabbed Wendy first, our child wouldn't have died. My father wouldn't be disappointed in me either. It's all your fault. The child is gone, so it's gone. We can always have another one. Why the deathly look on your face? It's bad luck just looking at you. I laughed in anger, my voice trembling uncontrollably. Why? Jack Moore, did you see me stab her with your own eyes? Did you even ask me? He said decisively, impossible. Wendy wouldn't even kill a fish. How could she stab herself? I advise you not to be ungrateful and quickly go to the ward in Takeout to apologize to her, and I can barely keep your Mrs. Lancaster title. With that, he dragged me to Sophia Green's ward with irresistible force. So, she and I were only separated by a wall. Her hospital bed was piled with all kinds of luxury gift boxes, and she had Jack Moore's suit jacket draped over her shoulders. But I was naked in front of everyone at the time, and he turned a blind eye, with only Sophia Green in his eyes. Seeing that I didn't move, Jack Moore was a little impatient. Amy Thompson, apologize quickly. Sophia Green looked innocent and said softly, Summer, honey, I know you hate me from the bottom of your heart, but that was your and Rich's wedding. How could you treat me like that? As she spoke, tears fell from the corners of her eyes, as if she had suffered a great grievance. Sophia Green, do you dare to swear to my dead child that you are innocent? I looked coldly at Sophia Green's face, the panic in her eyes flashed by, and then she tightly grabbed Jack Moore's hand. Rich, I'm scared. Jack Moore patted her head soothingly and scolded me, Amy Thompson, you're still so ungrateful. Blame yourself for being weak and unable to protect a child. Wendy needs to rest, so get lost after you apologize. To protect Sophia Green, he completely disregarded the fact that I was his new wife who had just miscarried. His cold words shattered my last bit of hope for him. I knelt on the ground mechanically, repeating I'm sorry in my mouth. Jack Moore froze suddenly, not expecting that I would kneel. He subconsciously reached out his arm to help me up, but he stiffly retracted it, interrupted by Sophia Green's cry of pain. He waved his hand at me impatiently, constantly comforting Sophia Green. It's okay, Wendy, the doctor will be here soon. I walked out of the hospital like a zombie, just arriving at the cemetery. A group of people suddenly appeared beside me, without any warning. Just as I was about to shout for help, I was gently lifted into the Rolls-Royce next to me. Their movements carried an indescribable gentleness. The woman in the car was wearing a light turquoise evening gown, and the clear and moist white diamond bracelet on her wrist added a touch of softness to her. She stared at me intently, her eyes gradually reddening. She gently wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and said softly, "You must be Amy Thompson, right? May I ask who you are?" I frowned slightly, looking at her with suspicion. I didn't remember ever interacting with this beautiful woman. She seemed afraid of scaring me, and her voice softened. "Summer, sweetie, I don't mean any harm, don't worry, there are some things I need to tell you." Seeing the bruises and needle marks on the back of my ND, her eyes instantly turned red, and her warm, delicate hand gently held mine. The car circled the fountain pool and slowly stopped at the entrance hall, where a dense crowd of servants stood. Entering the living room, everyone's eyes instantly converged on me. A woman with a dignified temperament walked over, her eyes red, and her hands trembled as she cupped my face. "Summer, sweetie, my poor child. I'm your mother." I was slightly stunned. Looking closely, I looked 6 or 7 parts like her. "Summer, sweetie, come over quickly, let Grandma take a look." Only then did I notice an elderly woman with white hair sitting in the center of the living room. She was energetic and beckoned to me kindly. "It's you?" This was the old woman I had helped up. "Child, have you seen me before?" The old woman was also a little surprised, being carefully helped up by the nanny next to her. "I was delivering takeout at the time, and you fell by the roadside. I was hit when I stopped to help you." The old woman seemed to remember. "Good child, so it was you." She embraced me in her arms, her throat making intermittent sobs. "I wanted to thank you in person, but your grandfather was seriously ill, and the whole family flew to America. It's all my fault. Our Summer, sweetie, has suffered so much. We could have come back sooner." My nose tingled, and the old woman's sincere embrace made me feel the warmth of home that I hadn't felt in a long time. This family was named Stone, the very Stone family that often appeared in the news. Mrs. Stone took my hand and softly recounted the experience of my getting lost in the mall when I was 1 year old. The accompanying nanny was afraid of being held accountable and jumped off the building that night, causing a lot of noise, but they just couldn't find me. They even suspected that I had been captured by political enemies, but they never thought of giving up. She said that I had an oval birthmark on my chest and that it was the son of my second aunt who saw my photo on the internet. The beautiful woman in the car just now was Mrs. Stone's biological younger sister. Mentioning this, her tone was even more saddened, hiding guilt. "Summer, sweetie, we all know about your wedding, but don't worry, your father has taken down all online content about you. My poor daughter, suffering so much at such a young age. No one will bully you anymore." Everyone's eyes turned red, and Mr. Stone's stern face also showed some emotion. Just as the whole family was immersed in the joy of being found after being lost, the exclusive ringtone I had set for Jack Moore rang abruptly. I hung up with a cold face, but he wouldn't give up, calling one after another. "Summer, honey, come and see the princess room Mom has prepared for you." Mrs. Stone's eager words came, and I responded, "Coming." Seeing that I didn't answer, Jack Moore started bombarding me with text messages. "Amy Thompson, where are you hiding? I advise you to come back quickly, or you can forget about being Mrs. Lancaster. I won't hold the wedding against you. Come back quickly. If the child is gone, I'll have another one with you. Don't be angry." I only felt irony in my heart. Go back? Go back to continue being humiliated by them? Continue to be their fool who is at their beck and call? Every birthday gift, surprises for various holidays, large and small dresses in the cloakroom, but no one ever opened them. Mrs. Stone wiped the tears from her eyes, lovingly hugging me. "Summer, sweetie, the room's owner has finally returned. I could no longer control the grievances in my heart, and tears streamed down my face. When I was a child, owning a new piece of clothing was a wish that I could only secretly make on my birthday. My so-called father often said, "I brought you back to take care of me in my old age, not to let you be the grandson." He tore up my college acceptance letter and threatened me that if I didn't make money, he would sell me to the village chief's son. I could only desperately deliver takeout, and I didn't dare to rest even when my period pains were so severe that I almost fainted. I wanted to escape him. I thought Jack Moore was my salvation, but in the end, it turned out to be another abyss. Every child in the Stone family is a dragon or a phoenix. Mrs. Stone said that they are rushing back from all over the world. My biological older brother is none other than the superstar Tyler Stone, and according to my mother, he entered the entertainment industry for me. Back then, my high school classmates lost dozens of pounds like crazy to attend his fan meeting, and the teacher was scared of her. My baby picture was placed in front of the bed, and the nanny holding me had a kind smile. But her eyebrows gave me an unspeakable sense of familiarity. I remembered. Isn't this Sophia Greer with a more mature face? Mrs. Stone took out a diamond bracelet from an antique box, its color pure and clear, like a pool of solidified jade spring. "Summer, sweetie, this is what your grandmother gave me when I got married, and I've always kept it for you." As she spoke, she sighed deeply, seeing me staring blankly at the photo frame in front of me. "This is the nanny who lost you. She committed suicide that night. By the way, her daughter is about the same age as you, but her husband took her away. It was ironic. One lost me, and the other accidentally allowed me to be found." Jack Moore could only find the surveillance footage of me leaving the hospital, which made him a little panicked. "Amy Thompson, where did you go? Reply to my message quickly. I won't even hold the thing with Wendy against you." He even sent a bunch of baby products and baby clothes. Full of affection, "Wife, we'll have children again, I promise. I'll protect you. Give me another chance, okay?" My expectations for him had already shattered like bubbles. Jack Moore even posted an urgent missing person notice on the company webs. Netizens watching the fun couldn't help but criticize Jack Moore face to face. "You abandoned your wife at the wedding. Why are you looking for her now? It's all my fault. Please provide information about my wife, Amy Thompson. There will be a generous reward. I'm willing to spend my whole life compensating her." Many netizens were touched by his sincerity, and the trending topic of Mr. Lancaster looking for his beloved wife instantly topped the charts. Some gossip bloggers even revealed that Sophia Green's stabbing incident may have been self-directed. Some people zoomed in on the details of the wedding frame by frame, and many netizens agreed in the comments section. Seeing that the popularity that she and Jack Moore had finally stirred up was being replaced or the panic of the truth being revealed, Sophia Green couldn't bear her anger, and her tone became sharper and sharper. "Rich, you promised you wouldn't fall in love with her. How can you take the initiative to look for her? We're the loving couple. Netizens are calling me a scheming woman. You know I'm not that kind of person at all." Jack Moore looked a little annoyed and pulled out his arm. "Amy Thompson is my wife after all. I can't just stand by and do nothing. She still has to be your liver source. I can tell which is more important." Only then did Sophia Green calm down and restore her usual tenderness. "Rich, I knew you loved me the most." Tyler Stone returned from his tour in America, and the airport was surrounded by crowds. I sat in the back seat, and he took off his sunglasses, his dark and deep eyes slightly brightening. "Summer, sweetie, brother is back." This scene was captured by fans, and it must be said that Tyler Stone's fan site photographer's angle was indeed tricky. The handsome man and beautiful woman looked at each other, and the surrounding noise seemed to be isolated, leaving only the overflowing affection between each other. The media naturally didn't miss this great opportunity. Tyler Stone had always been a very self-disciplined person, without even a female manager by his side, let alone riding in the same car with a girl and making loving eye contact. Tyler Stone touched my head, and his gestures had endless tenderness. Brother has already investigated Jack Moore and Sophia Green thoroughly. The girls of our Stone family will never suffer such grievances. After returning home, the intimacy between me and Tyler Stone undoubtedly pleased Mrs. Stone, and she smiled gently. You two siblings, Summer, sweetie, your brother hugged you and wouldn't let go when you were little. He wouldn't let anyone else hold you, and he cried every day, saying he didn't want to go to school and wanted to stay home with his sister. I pursed my lips and smiled, and Tyler Stone also rarely blushed. Compared to the peace and harmony at home, the internet was in an uproar. To attract attention, the media couldn't help but make outrageous statements. Top celebrity Tyler Stone exposed to have been secretly married for many years. Insider, wife is an outsider, airport kissing photo leaked. Explosive. Top celebrity and wife have intimate interaction at the airport, fans smash millions of dollars of merchandise. I was also cursed to the forefront. The online rumors intensified, and some even revealed that I was a gold digger from a finishing school for socialites. Tyler Stone's fans joined the melee, and the fan club's profile pictures were all changed to a pure black background. This unprecedented war of words crashed social media several times. Hugging grandma, running a red light, I can't believe it. Gold digger. Let go of my brother. Tyler Stone's wife, who is an outsider, I solemnly declare, this woman is not my husband's wife, who is an outsider. She is a pure 3 who destroys families. Crayon pig, has anyone noticed that this woman looks like that Summer who was abandoned by her husband at the wedding some time ago? It looks like her. This woman has some tricks. But everyone, please be kind, be careful, there may be a reversal. Jack Moore also saw the news and said anxiously, you abandoned me to be someone else's mistress? Amy Thompson, I'm giving you one last chance. As long as you come back, I can forgive everything. I swear, I'll be devoted to you. I can give you everything he gives you. I was too lazy to argue with him and blacklisted all of his communication channels. Even Mrs. Stone and the old woman knew about it, and the doctor was on standby, afraid that the old woman wouldn't be able to breathe. The old woman said with a cold face, these rumors are targeting our Summer, sweetie. We must not let them go easily. My face was calm. Having experienced so many storms, these words couldn't hurt me in the slightest. In the evening, this farce ushered in a reversal. Tyler Stone released his first post on social media both domestically and internationally. Just a few words occupied the top of the trending charts: strictly investigate rumors. The public opinion instantly turned to my side, and the heat was higher than ever before. I knew my husband was self-disciplined. Those who spread rumors about other people's girls should come out and apologize. Rumormongers are despicable. Not husband and wife. Irresponsible media, open your dog eyes. If you have time, read more books. If you don't have time, shut up. Fish that slipped through the net of 9 years of compulsory education. Could it be siblings? Jack Moore also forwarded my brother's post. Sharp-eyed netizens took advantage of the victory and pursued. Could it be that the person in the car is Mrs. Lancaster? What a big scoop! Is it so complicated between you upper-class people? Didn't Mr. Lancaster and Mrs. Lancaster divorce long ago? He didn't reply. A week later was the old woman's 70th birthday, and the Stone family sent out invitations to all the celebrities and upper-class people who should be invited. And as the old woman's biological granddaughter who would be introduced at the beginning of the event, I was busy learning etiquette and trying on dresses these days. Jack Moore and his father were also on the list of invitees. Sophia Green took Jack Moore's arm with a shy look on her face. The man next to her had an excellent appearance, but he was absent-minded, as if he were looking for something. The old woman wore a gentle smile, The Iron Lady, who was no less impressive than men in those years, was now just a kind old woman. Today is my old lady's birthday, or rather, a welcome home party for my granddaughter who is 20 years late. I want to formally introduce her to everyone. She is Jenning. The lights in the room instantly focused on me. My wine-red evening gown made my skin look even whiter, complemented by custom jewelry, like a translucent jade. I met everyone's eyes and said calmly, "Hello everyone, I am Jenning, nice to meet you all." Sophia Green looked as if she had been struck by lightning, gnashing her teeth. How could this be? I had people take care of it. Jack Moore, standing beside her, looked incredulous. Seeing me in a wine-red evening gown, his Adam's apple bobbed involuntarily. He shook off Sophia Green and said with a tone of surprise as if he had found something he had lost, "Summer, sweetie, so you are the Stone family's daughter. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I've missed you. I only realized how much I loved you after you left. Can we start over? Like when we first fell in love?" I looked distant and said coldly, "Who are you?" "Summer, sweetie, don't be mad. I'm Rich, your husband." He subconsciously wanted to hold my hand, but I dodged it deftly. I sneered, "Oh, so you're the Jack Moore, Rich, who kicked his wife, causing her to have a miscarriage? But I'm no longer the Amy Thompson, Summer, to be trifled with. I am now Jenning, the Stone family's daughter." Jack Moore, Rich's lips parted slightly, wanting to say something. I walked straight past him and stood in front of Sophia Green. Her face was stiff, and her voice suddenly became tight. "Don't be so smug, I'm telling you, you were trampled under my feet back then, and you will be in the future." I whispered in her ear, "Sophia Holmes's daughter? You know everything." She gritted her teeth, her eyes seeming to surge with stormy waves. "What do you think Jack Moore, Rich, will do when he finds out you've been lying to him for so long?" Sophia Green's eyes widened, her face full of disbelief. She raised her hand, the shock in her eyes already replaced by anger, as if she wanted to devour me alive in the next second. Chapter 7. Sophia Green, what are you doing? Jack Moore, Rich, strode forward and pushed Sophia Green away angrily. The whole audience exclaimed, never expecting someone to dare to attack Miss Stone at such an important occasion. Was she courting death? This was the Stone family, sitting in the front row of the conference, whom countless upper-class nobles were trying to befriend. She immediately retracted her hand, her eyes full of panic. Stone's mother's usually calm face was also tinged with coldness. "This is outrageous. How dare you bully my Stone family's daughter in public? My granddaughter, whom I finally found. Let's see who dares to let her be wronged." The old lady's cane hit the ground heavily, revealing her decisiveness back in the day. Everyone looked at Sophia Green with contempt, but she seemed oblivious to it. "Miss Stone," Sophia Green suddenly knelt in front of me, ignoring the gazes of those around her. "I know you're jealous of Rich's love for me, but love can't be forced. You can hit me or scold me, just come at me. You're already the Stone family's daughter, you can flirt with all kinds of talented young men, but the child in my belly only has Rich as a father." After saying that, she slammed her head hard on the ground. I looked indifferent, quietly watching her clumsy performance. The moment she looked up, I immediately slapped her twice, saying disdainfully, "Not everyone likes to treat trash like treasure." Jack Moore, Rich's face was unsightly, and he was anxious to defend himself. "Wife, Wendy's illness is a misunderstanding. The doctor mixed up the samples." "Yes, that's right." Sophia Green wiped away her tears, with not a trace of panic left. My brother patted my shoulder comfortingly, his eyes full of ruthlessness as he turned to Sophia Green. I looked down at Sophia Green, whose face was pale but who was stubbornly propping herself up. Mixed up the samples? Or was it premeditated? She shuddered violently, quickly returning to her aggrieved posture. Miss Stone, how can you joke about cancer like that? You really won't give up until you're faced with the evidence. After saying that, a video of Sophia Green seducing the attending physician to forge a medical record appeared on the screen in the banquet hall. In the video, she was dressed boldly, burying the man's head in her chest as she spoke. Dr. Williams, once I marry into the Lancaster family, the position of hospital director will be yours, and I will always be your loyal Wendy. Jack Moore, rich, is already pitifully stupid. Once I become the rightful Mrs. Lancaster, I'll have everything I want. Jack Moore, rich's face froze instantly, and he looked straight at the uneasy Sophia Green. You lied to me. You've been lying to me all along. From the beginning, you made me hurt Summer, sweetie, to the farce at the wedding, you planned all of this. You poisonous woman. Sophia Green clutched his hand tightly, pleading desperately. It's not like that, Rich, don't believe it, it's not what you think. There must be some misunderstanding. It's not like that. You have to help me. Don't abandon me. If even you don't believe me, I'm finished. The moment Sophia Holmes learned that she had terminal liver cancer, the pain in her heart completely overwhelmed her. When she overheard Stone's mother praising Sophia Green as cute, she came up with a plan and discussed with her husband about sending me to her older brother and sister-in-law in her hometown to raise. Stone's mother had lost her beloved daughter and might take Sophia Green in as an adopted daughter. Who knew that her husband would go back on his word at the last minute and abandon me randomly at an intersection? Sophia Green always felt that I had caused her mother to commit suicide by jumping off a building, and she had been painstakingly planning all of this. She decided to go all out and send me abroad, then find a puppet to replace my identity. Who knew that by some twist of fate, I would be found and brought back? Seeing Sophia Green's shameless behavior, Jack Moore, rich's disgust surged like a tide. He suddenly raised his leg and kicked Sophia Green hard in the chest, roaring, "Get away from me!" Sophia Green endured the pain, suddenly smiling with a distorted expression. Jack Moore, rich, do you think you're any better? Don't forget, you were the one who drove the car and hit Amy Thompson, Summer, in the first place. After saying that, she spat hard. You were the one who kicked away your child. You think she'll let you off? Ha 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 ha. No way. Never. Belated affection is cheaper than a dog. The veins on Jack Moore, rich's neck bulged, and he roared angrily, "Shut up." As soon as he finished speaking, he fell to his knees, like a penitent monk who had suddenly awakened. Wife, it's all my fault. I was blind, but my love for you is genuine. Please have mercy and forgive me this time. I will treat you well in the future. Seeing me smiling and walking towards him, Jack Moore, rich's body leaned forward slightly, his eyes flashing with surprise. Chapter 8. How could I let him off so easily? The screen then showed all the details of the wedding day, including Sophia Green's self-directed and self-performed self-harm. You have no idea how much courage I had to muster to survive. You must have been very pleased to see women fighting over you, right? Jack Moore, rich, not all apologies can be forgiven, because you don't deserve it at all. Jack Moore, rich's face was pale, and the feeling of being exposed in public was not pleasant. He gritted his teeth and argued, I didn't. Summer, sweetie, you're the only one I've ever had in my eyes. We'll have children. Summer, sweetie, give me another chance, okay? A group of police officers filed in, instantly attracting everyone's attention. Leading the way was Liam Connor, Liam, my second-aunt's son, his eyebrows sharp, his tone calm and businesslike. Jack Moore, rich, your sunny hotel is suspected of trafficking women. The police are arresting you under the law. Jack Moore, rich's voice trembled, trying to make a final struggle. You've got the wrong person. Our hotel is legal and compliant. This is all a setup. He treated me as his last straw, roaring hoarsely. Summer, sweetie, I'm innocent. Please save me. I'm willing to be your slave for the rest of my life. Faced with his pleas, I felt nothing but indifference. The police officers next to him skillfully handcuffed Jack Moore, rich. Sophia Green wanted to find someone to send me abroad, and she had entered and exited the Sunny Hotel many times during that time. My cousin Liam Connor, Liam, followed the clues and discovered that they were the criminal gang that the police had been hunting for many years. In foreign countries, those women suffered both physical and mental torture. Without passports, without understanding the language, they couldn't move an inch, and the only thing they were sure of was the random arrival of death. Sophia Green originally wanted to take the opportunity to escape, but she didn't know that the banquet hall had already been surrounded by the police. You bribed the attending physician, attempted to kidnap, and seriously endangered social security. Dawn. To even think about escaping the sanctions of the law. Sophia Green screamed in despair, impossible, impossible. After saying that, a trace of determination flashed in her eyes, and she used all her strength to crash into the pillar in front of her. This farce ended with the death of Sophia Greer. With the media's hype, the popularity of this matter remained high. Protect yourselves, girls. I never thought that the seemingly respectable Lancaster group made their fortune through such dirty means, eating human blood buns, and we still chase after them. That's enough. Thanks to Miss Stone, I declare that I will always protect the Stone siblings. Friends upstairs, I agree with both hands and feet. Because the case involved not only domestic law but also international justice and seriously endangered social order, Jack Moore, Rich's father was eventually sentenced to life imprisonment, and all his property was confiscated. Because Jack Moore, Rich, was not involved in the main case, he was only sentenced to 5 years in prison and fined. After he was arrested, I decisively filed a divorce lawsuit with the court. I heard that after he was released from prison, he knelt in front of the Stone family's door for a long time, and even his knees were broken. In the photos, he had a disheveled beard and sunken cheeks, with no trace of the handsome and millionaire playboy. To recuperate, my family and I returned to Harbor City. While completing my major courses, I also minored in law. My brother established a foundation to provide legal aid and personal protection to all women in distress. Some people look glamorous on the surface, but their insides have long been oozing with rotten stench. But when we are calm and clear enough, these uglinesses will become transparent. The future is not to be feared, and the past need not be wept over.